June is not unfolding quietly. Something larger is building beneath the surface, emotionally, psychologically, even spiritually. Across a single month, the sky delivers a sequence of rare alignments connected to love, identity, healing, instability, memory, and reflection. Some of these transits bring hope, others force confrontation, but together they tell one story. Humanity is entering a transition between emotional illusion and emotional truth. From Venus and Jupiter creating one of the warmest alignments of the year, to Uranus disrupting expectations, to Chiron opening deep wounds tied to security and self-worth, and finally, Mercury retrograde slowing reality itself. This is not ordinary astrology. This is the emotional atmosphere of an era changing shape. There are very few alignments in astrology considered universally uplifting. Venus conjunct Jupiter is one of them. Venus governs love, beauty, pleasure, relationships, money, and emotional connection. Jupiter expands whatever it touches. So when these planets meet, emotions become larger, hope becomes stronger, people become more open to love, forgiveness, generosity, and possibility. Astrologers have long associated this alignment with moments of emotional healing and social warmth. And this year the energy feels especially powerful. Because the world has spent so long emotionally exhausted, this transit arrives like a temporary opening in heavy skies. Many people may suddenly feel more optimistic, more expressive, more willing to reconnect, or more capable of imagining a future that feels meaningful again. Relationships can deepen quickly during this alignment. Creative inspiration increases. Even financially, people may feel more confident or willing to take emotional risks. But Jupiter always magnifies, and magnification is not always balance. The desire for pleasure can become escapism. The search for connection can become emotional dependency. And optimism can blind people to instability forming underneath the surface. Because only days later, the emotional atmosphere changes completely. Uranus is the disruptor of astrology. It governs shock, awakening, freedom, the breaking of patterns that have become emotionally suffocating. When Venus forms a sextile to Uranus, relationships and emotional dynamics begin changing unexpectedly. People who felt emotionally asleep suddenly wake up. Attractions appear out of nowhere. Conversations become unpredictable. Some relationships intensify rapidly. Others collapse just as quickly. This is the astrology of emotional surprise. And unlike chaotic Uranus transits, a sextile creates opportunity through change rather than destruction. But the instability is still real. People may suddenly realize they no longer want the life they built. They have outgrown a relationship, or they are craving authenticity instead of comfort. Collectively, Venus-Uranus energy accelerates cultural change. Social trends move faster. Attention shifts abruptly. People reject emotional performance and search for something real. Combined with Venus conjunct Jupiter, this creates an emotionally charged atmosphere where desire and unpredictability collide. The heart wants expansion, but Uranus demands freedom. And beneath both of those energies, another much deeper cycle is beginning. Some astrological transits feel temporary. Chiron entering Taurus is not one of them. This marks the beginning of a long-term healing cycle that may redefine humanity's relationship with value, security, survival, and self-worth. Chiron is known as the wounded healer. It represents pain that never fully disappears, but eventually becomes wisdom. And Taurus governs money, stability, food, comfort, the body, and the instinct to survive. This means the next phase of collective healing will focus on one essential fear, the fear of not being safe, not having enough, not being enough. For years, Chiron in Aries forced people to confront wounds connected to identity and individuality. But Taurus changes the focus entirely. Now the wound becomes material, physical, emotional, economic. This transit may intensify global conversations surrounding financial insecurity, housing, labor, ownership, food systems, and emotional dependency on material stability. Individually, many people may begin questioning what truly gives them value, not socially, not digitally, but internally. Because Taurus teaches permanence, and Chiron exposes where permanence was only illusion. This transit asks humanity a difficult question. What happens when external security disappears? Can people still recognize their worth? And just as these deeper emotional wounds begin surfacing, Mercury turns retrograde. Mercury retrograde has become one of the most famous astrological events in modern culture, but its real meaning is far deeper than delayed texts and technology problems. Mercury governs communication, memory, information, perception, travel, contracts, and thought itself. When Mercury appears to move backward in the sky, astrology interprets this as a reversal of mental momentum. The external world slows down, the past resurfaces, unfinished conversations return, patterns begin repeating, and people are forced to confront what they tried to move past too quickly. This retrograde arrives after weeks of emotional expansion, instability, and healing, which means its effects may feel unusually psychological. Old relationships may reappear. Memories long buried may return unexpectedly. People may suddenly recognize patterns they were previously too distracted to notice. Mercury retrograde is not punishment. It is reflection, a period where reality becomes less focused on progress and more focused on understanding. Collectively, this often coincides with public confusion, misinformation, communication breakdowns, delayed decisions, and reversals of previously accepted narratives. But psychologically, the transit serves another purpose. It interrupts momentum long enough for awareness to catch up, and sometimes, that awareness changes everything. June's astrology is not random. It follows a clear emotional progression. First, Venus and Jupiter open the heart. Then Uranus destabilizes expectations. Chiron exposes the wound beneath the surface. And Mercury retrograde forces reflection, expansion, disruption, healing, reevaluation. This is the emotional architecture of transformation. Some people will resist these changes. Others will embrace them immediately. But either way, the atmosphere is shifting. The sky is asking humanity to reconsider what it values, what it loves, what it fears, and what it can no longer ignore. Because astrology does not create human behavior, it reflects it. And right now, the reflection feels impossible to escape.